But thank you all so much for joining us. And I wanted to welcome Karen back up to the stage here. And Claudia Horwitz, please.
Thank you again, panelists, for actually, I'm now optimistic. And if I only had to listen to you all, I'd be really optimistic and not read the paper. I'm delighted to say this conversation is going to continue. So I think one of, it would be hard to walk away today, especially after we hear Sissy in a minute, and think that we weren't going to continue to have these kinds of creative, alternative, seeking types of conversations. So I'm very happy to announce that due to the generous support of many people, including many of you in this room today, that we've raised nearly $40,000 in seed money to establish the Francis Tarleton Sissy Farenthold Endowed Lecture Series in Peace, Social Justice, and Human Rights. And some of you saw this flyer out there that tells you a little bit more about it. And one of the things I'm most excited about is that we're not doing it alone. So you saw from those of you who were here for the international panel, saw that Sissy has a long-time relationship with the Rothko Chapel. Many of you are here from Houston. So we're going to alternate the series, the lectures between here and Houston. And so I've asked, and you all have to go to both venues. So if you're from Austin, we got to get up and go to Houston and vice versa. But I wanted Claudia Horwitz, who's the interim director of the Rothko Chapel, who's really been terrific in working out how we're going to make this happen in this relationship. And I wanted her to just say a few words about the Rothko Chapel, since we're in Austin.
Thanks, Karen. I want to say first that actually it was really the staff at the chapel and our couple of board members who really worked hard with Karen on this opportunity, which we're so thrilled about. Just the chance to partner in this way, and it's such a perfect way to, as Karen said, continue leveraging this amazing lifetime that continues of yours, Sissy. For folks who don't know, the Rothko Chapel is 42 years old. It was founded by John and Dominique de Menil in 1971. And as Sissy said in the film earlier today, it is a place, hopefully, that is still a sea of humanism in Houston. And our mission is really about weaving together the threads of art, spirituality, and human rights, which are not always things that come together in society, but when they do, it can make a tremendous difference. And as you might imagine, it was really that third thread of human rights where Sissy had such a massive impact. Dominique de Menil, for folks who knew her or know of her, was an incredible visionary, and she brought a spirit of human rights to the chapel. But like everybody, she didn't live forever. And after she passed, there was a lot of question about who would pick up the baton and really fill that void. And of course, there's no one that it could have been other than Sissy. So if you can imagine, in addition to all of the incredible movement issue work that we've been hearing about today, the ways that Sissy brought her wisdom, her relationships, her credibility, and what I heard here more than anything else at the chapel is your impeccable integrity to the chapel to do institution building, in addition to, on top of, next to all of the incredible movement work that happened here in Texas and in the connections overseas. So Sissy was really the moral center of the chapel for a long time, and in some ways I think really you still are. I think there's sort of like a what would Sissy do around many questions, which is an awesome question to be asked. So we are so thrilled to keep this programming going. We are very committed at the chapel to what we often call courageous conversations, and the opportunity to partner on this lecture series is just a perfect example of that. And I want to give a special shout out to Michelle Ashton, our program director, who really did all the heavy lifting on developing this. And I just would love everyone here affiliated with the chapel just to raise their hands. There's a bunch of us from Houston. Raise them up really high, the staff, the board, and just thank you, because it's been such a joy to collaborate, and I'm just so thrilled this is happening, and I feel like we've just scratched the surface, so we'll keep digging where we are in this lecture series.
And now, may I introduce to you all, again, Sissy Farenthold.
I don't have words to express my very deep feelings at this time, but I want to thank you all, and we'll look to the future. And I think you can see why I'm so proud of our senator from Houston and my colleague from Georgia. Thank you for coming, and this is a new beginning. God.